What's up, party people? You have Survivor Teek here. On location, I'm actually lost in the woods, so this is a true Survivor Man Teek situation. I think I know where the hidden immunity idol is. See this funny looking tree behind me? It's gotta mean something. I think it's over here. But I think the tribe of Spokane has a whole new meaning because I'm here in Spokane, in Washington, here in Riverside State National Park. People are going to think I'm crazy if they're walking past the trail and they see me talking to my camera about Survivor, but hey, that's how it goes. So let's talk about this week. It's tough. The Minority Alliance just couldn't get it together. They all ended up cannibalizing themselves, essentially. And you see this pretty often when it comes to whenever there's people at the bottom, you don't want it to be you. I think Evie, Tiff, and Xander could have been a strong force if they worked together. But instead they targeted each other. They tried to make all these different alliances. And that was really their downfall. You saw Tiffany try her best. She said, I'll make an alliance with the hermit crab. I'll do anything. But the votes went against her. And let's talk about the vote for a second there as well, because I found it pretty odd that they wouldn't put the votes on Xander to flush the idol. And Tiffany was saying this on her way out. I think the Majority Alliance isn't really playing too smart. I'm not sure if they're trying to protect Xander. I'm not too sure exactly what they're trying to do, but Tiffany really wasn't that big of a threat. I was absolutely shocked to see the vote go on her. You saw a tribal council, Ricard, was yelling at Xander, saying, you should play the idol. You should play the idol. And Xander was stone cold and saw through it. So big ups to X. But I don't know why. He should have thought that they were going to play it on him. I don't know if he actually has some inroads into the alliances. I was talking about the big Majority Alliance. The big storyline over there actually is the tug of war between Deshawn and Shan. And it's quite fascinating because Deshawn was kind of pulling the strings on the Luvu tribe, and Shan was obviously pulling the strings on the Ua tribe. And so Shan is pretty condescending. And so I think this is what happens when there's a power struggle and they each have their own people. Like you can see Deshawn has a little bit of an alliance with Erica and Heather, where Shan has Ricard. So even though it's this sub-alliance of four, of Danny, Deshawn, Leanna, and Shan, I don't know how stable that's actually going to be moving forwards. So we'll see how that plays out and how that blows up. Frequently, when you have these majority alliances, there's one clear leader. So the fact that it's a bit of a polycentric model, we'll see how that plays out. I think there's going to be a bit of a rift. And we did see another rift in the majority alliance between Nasir and Heather. So there was this plan to blindside Nasir or throw some votes on him. He does have the idol. Danny and Deshawn, who knows who their allegiances are. First they're trying to protect Nasir, then they're going against him. And so we'll see exactly how that ends up playing out, because Shan was the one who ultimately protected Nasir and said, no, I don't want to put votes on Nasir. But then Nasir's name was out, so then it shifted to Heather. Heather didn't like that. I feel like Heather and Nasir are basically fighting for the bottom spot of this alliance. So Heather did this big move to try to blow up. But I don't know how much of this was actually theatrics. It could have just to shake Nasir up a little bit, because Heather ended up voting for Tiffany anyways. The Minority Alliance of the Yasa tribe, Evie, Xander, and Tiff, they split their votes between Nasir and Heather, which in itself didn't make a ton of sense. They should have tried to pile them on. In fact, if they all piled all three votes on either Nasir or Heather, and Xander played the idol correctly for Tiffany, they split the vote in such a way it was 6-2, which in itself is inexplicable. There's so many misplays, but I think a lot of it has to do with people trying to compensate for that additional vote, the shot in the dark, all those different twists. So that was pretty interesting as well. This is a shorter episode. I feel like I should just probably get off my phone and try to enjoy nature here a little bit, and hopefully I'll find the hidden immunity idol to keep myself safe and find my way out of this forest. But we'll see what happens. It's final 10. There's 3 idols in play. I don't know why they're not flushing these advantages. I think it could be a pretty big impact moving forwards. I'll give my contender analysis maybe later tonight when I'm in Seattle. But as for now, just let's look forward to the next episode and see what shakes up. I predict that Xander and Evie are going to find those cracks. It's a big majority alliance of 8 going into final 10. There's going to be cracks. I don't know if it's going to be the Deshaun Shan crack or the the Heather Nasir crack, but you saw in the preview Xanders, they were looking at the Nasir Heather dispute. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I think idols will have to get played soon, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Take care, guys.